at the end of the day, people are going to feel however they want to feel. And if this person really cares and loves you, they will understand within time. Hello, loves. Today I want to talk about boundaries. As a recovering people pleaser, boundaries have always kind of been a hard thing for me, and I want to dive deep into it. For me, I've always grown up thinking that to please others, to make sure that they can feel the love that you have for them, no matter what extent it is. And it's truly just because I love deeply and I love hard, which is okay. But I also got a lot of my people pleasing tactics from not wanting to mess up. I grew up with a very angry father. When someone's angry with themselves, you really don't have to do much to make them more angry because they're already angry. And I had to grow up with a parent that was like that. And growing up with that as a kid, I had to find ways to make sure I don't have the situation that I don't want because I know how it feels when the person's angry at me. So, people pleasing came in. So, it's not just that, but it's also the fact that I just love people. I do genuinely love people, and I want them to feel so loved and heard and seen because I never really got that. I never really felt that. So, really, I was just living and being what I wanted for myself to other people, and I was not doing it for myself. I was kind of the therapist friend for all my friendships, really. I've gotten rid of literally basically everyone out of my life, and it's because I was attracting people that wanted that dynamic from me, that were used to me extending myself and overextending myself for them. And when I stopped, it just created chaos in a lot of my relationships. And it took me to a place where it was just like, wow, why can't I ever find someone to love as deeply and care as deeply as I do? And then I did. And that was an experience within itself because it showed me how much I was still overextending myself, how much I would literally drain myself out trying to make other people happy. And the thing about that is that you can never truly make other people happy. I was discouraged. I was resentful a lot of the times. I was just very upset with the way my life was going and all of my relationships and how it seemed like none of them really sticks. I went through so many people and even now I don't have many friends. And now I'm in a place where it's like, okay, you understand that your shadow self and your inner child has learned these things through different experiences. And you know now that you want better than this. You don't want to have to overextend yourself for other people. And in a way, manipulate people because you listen to see what their favorite song is. You listen and remember that one thing they told you. You listen to it for these things and you use it to your advantage because what you're trying to gain is pleasing someone else. So you take things that you know will please them. While that sounds like it's not a bad thing, it is trying to control your reality when in reality, you can't control it. You really can't. So while I did spend a lot of time analyzing people and getting to know them on a deeper level and just being there for them, I always felt underappreciated because no one is going to spend that much time and effort on other people when they can be doing it for themselves. Like, and people do, of course, like there's relationships where, you guys have it mutual understanding and, feelings for each other. But I'm talking about when you're doing it for other people and not yourself. It just leaves you feeling so empty and it leaves you feeling like no one out in the world can understand and feel as deeply as you do. And as I just said that, I remember I was writing in my notes one day, and it's probably 3 years ago, and I was literally saying the exact same things. And it's because truly no one in my life was. And it's because I wasn't. Once I realized that I wasn't showing myself love and enough appreciation for the good things that I do and the good that I see in people, and then just the goodness that I am. The thing about it is, everyone would see it too, but no one in my past knew how to cherish it in the way that I wanted it to. And it's understandable because we're all so young, we're all still learning, we're all so stuck in whatever we have going on in our life. But I was living through other people. I was living to satisfy this craving of mine to be liked and to be loved. But the thing about people pleasing, especially when you're out of it and you saying you don't want this anymore, is that you can still be loved. You are lovable, and you don't need to do anything outside of yourself. You don't have to exchange gifts to someone for them to realize that you are a gift in their life. And that's just a silly metaphor because I couldn't think of anything better, but it's the truth. Us recovering people pleasers, and I'm saying recovering people pleaser because I don't want to label myself as something that I do not want to identify as. When I think of my self image, I don't think people pleaser. So I will not say I am and then people pleaser because I'm not. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm recovering, okay? Okay. Another point that I want to add is that in my little journey of people pleasing, I've shunned my own feelings away. I've rejected myself fully. When my body was telling me something else, I would ignore it, and it would leave me confused and not understanding what I'm doing and what's the point, really. But my body was always telling me. I always got that feeling. My intuition is always correct, and I would ignore it so badly, trying to achieve this goal of making other people happy. I would ignore myself. It's understandable that I felt so unheard because I wasn't listening to myself. So, how can others listen to me? How can others be interested in what I have to say if I'm not interested? If I feel like what I have to say is not good enough? And honestly, I'm thinking about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I'm sending her love because we are just so much more worthy than we think. We are just so much more than we think. And it's honestly so beautiful knowing that I don't have to overextend myself. I don't have to reject myself, and that I can listen to myself and understand that my words are valuable, my thoughts are interesting. It just, I feel so much love. I feel myself healing. I didn't have a script for this, but now I'm realizing so much. And I love this because that's the reason why I do these videos in the first place. I do these videos for myself and for the people that truly, really need to hear it. And of course, like minded people that maybe already learned this lesson, but the little girl in me truly wanted to help others the way she wanted to be helped, the way that she wanted to be held. I felt like no one else had me, and I never wanted anyone around me that I loved to feel that way. And a lot of people used it for their advantage. And I can't blame them, especially when I didn't set no boundaries. I didn't ever say, this is too much for me. I allowed so much because I thought this is what it means to have a friend. to have a lover, to have someone that I love me back. And I'm just so happy to say I'm out of that. And for anyone that feels that way still, just know that you are truly so much more than a pleaser. You are so much more than a service to others. You are energy. You are love. You are light. You are lovable. You don't have to do anything to be lovable. You already are. And there's going to be people out there that feel just as deeply as you do and care just as deeply as you do about what you did today and want to hear what's on your mind. And it's like, why are we looking for ourselves when everyone around us is a reflection of ourselves? I think the more that we deepen our love, we start to show up as our authentic selves, there are going to be people that love you for it. They are going to love you for it, and you don't have to do more. You don't have to do anything. Boundaries are your best friend. It's for someone that wants to always help their loved ones and just anyone that needs it. It's good to get to know how much you can give. And once you start pouring more into your cup, you have so much more to give. But let's just start slow because, again, we're recovering. We have to give all that love, all that pleasure to ourselves. We really have to give it to ourselves because we've been dying for it. We've genuinely been dying for it. The little children inside of us are begging for it, and we can give it to them. We don't have to look for someone else to give it to us because it will never be as good as it is when we give it to ourselves. Setting boundaries can be very hard at first, and I'm still practicing this. And one thing about setting boundaries is that it's going to change the dynamics of all of your friendships and relationships and relationship with yourself. Through boundaries, I've caused chaos in a lot of relationships, and they eventually trickled away because those people, while they could love parts of me, they loved the extension of myself that I gave. And the moment I say, I don't want no more, people might feel rejected, people might feel hurt and confused, and it's important to just let them be. You can explain and explain and explain and explain, but at the end of the day, people are going to feel however they want to feel. And if this person really cares and loves you, they will understand within time. And you might even reject and resist the idea of sending boundaries yourself, but again, within time, you will understand why you needed to do this. It can feel so scary because we built this belief that if we don't do more, we get less. That's why it's so important to start now and break that cycle. I'm not at the point where I have so many friends and it's now also healthy. I'm still learning, but I'm just so happy and proud of myself for doing what I had to do and what I need to do to keep myself secure and to listen to my body and keep myself and my mental health at ease. It's hard to let go when you really love something and someone, but in this life, we're not supposed to hold on to everything forever. We're not. And I think that's all I have to say. So, bye.